What I do know is that people are terrible at accounting for variables. People are terrible. People do not, like, for example, if you ask somebody, they did a lot of studies done on this. People who are reporting on their diet, for example, if you ask somebody to write down what they had to eat for the past 3 days, it's never accurate. Self-reporting is never accurate unless you keep a diet log as in real time throughout the day, and everything you put in your mouth you write down in terms of what it is and the quantity. Right? If you don't do that, the diet shit is going to be wrong. Every single time it's going to be wrong because people are not good at remembering what they ate. And yet, nutrition science, diet science, still uses self-reported data. What we know it's bullshit, because people are terrible at remembering what they've done. People are terrible at accounting for all these variables and diet, sleep, all these kind of things. You don't know how well you slept. You got no way to control the amount of external stress that you've been under during that period of time. But let's say that you did accurately account for all those variables. It is not always possible to say why something happened. It is not always possible to say why you got hurt. Right? I have pulled a quad during the 9th set of 10 sets of 2. So we can't say I wasn't warm. Why did I pull the quad? Because it tore. Sometimes there's no way to understand everything that happens. There are many, many variables, and certainly not all of them you are aware of. Certainly. There are more variables than you are aware of. There always is when you're talking about a physiologic system. You add a new experimental drug into the physiology of a human, there are very few concrete conclusions that you can draw from making observations about what happened subsequent to the adding of the chemical. Because we don't know what all of the variables are. It's impossible to control. Variables you don't know exist. And this is just the case when you're dealing with any aspect of physiology. Okay? So I don't know. You don't know either. Just go ahead and train.
The only reliable thing you can look at is trends. Anybody who's weighed themselves every day knows it. 2 up, 2 down, 4 up, 5 down. But so
right.
You got to look at
and you can't go back and say, well, why did I go up 2?
Exactly, because the effect might be delayed by a week, a day. Who knows? You don't
You
have
don't
any
know.
idea.
You don't know. You may have misremembered drinking that shit.
That's right. That's right.
You may have not accounted for the ice cream.
Yep.
So
you got to look at your habits, and then try to make deductions based on your habits,
right?
If you can.
And to do that accurately, you have to be an OCD weirdo,
right?
And contest level bodybuilders are OCD weirdos,
right?
Because if you're going to get your body fat down to 5%, that's not normal, and neither are you. And even then, you can't, if you're trying to do your best at controlling these kinds of variables all day long, you still can't do it. You still can't do it because humans fuck stuff up. It's what we do.